Right, so it's been a little while since I posted a video to BookTube, so I figured since I got a new haircut and also just read 5 books and 50 pages of each, I'd go ahead and record a new BookTube video. Also, want to go ahead and show off this naturally cloudy beer that I just found that I haven't tried yet, and I've never heard of it, but apparently it's this historically good style of beer, is a naturally cloudy beer. It's made by Steiner, which I've never heard of in my life. So, cheers, and then we'll get to books. That's actually a good beer. I'll be drinking more of that. Now, the premise of 5 books, 50 pages is to take 5 books from your TBR shelves, read the first 50 pages, and then decide yeah, meh, or nah, and decide whether or not you're going to go ahead and continue reading them, whether you're going to put them back on your shelves to read in the future, or whether you're going to go ahead and just quietly give those books away. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the 5 books that I selected and what I thought of them and whether I'm going to continue reading them or not. The very first book is this gorgeously covered Norwegian By Night that you see that was written by Derek B. Miller. It's a tale of a man who might be getting dementia now that he's in his 80s, who's taken from his comfortable place of New York City to Norway, where he does not speak the language, holds no currency, does not know his way around, and somehow ends up opening up his door to rescue a woman and a child who are victims of a crime. And that's the start of the book. I have to say the main character, Sheldon, is offensive as all get out, but the book's very interesting. I'm really enjoying reading it so far. The writing style catches you, the look inside Sheldon's mind is interesting, and I want to see where it goes. So Norwegian By Night, yeah, I'm going to continue reading this one. Next up, we have one that I've only heard rave reviews about, everyone loved, and it's called The Shining Girls by Lauren Bukes. And I was very eager to read this book. I was super excited to get hold of this book. And I read the first 50 pages of this book of a time-traveling house and a serial killer who makes his way inside this house and travels through time with this house. And I don't like this book. It's definitely a nah. I've read the first 50 pages. I'm not going to ever read any more of it. So I might have a giveaway sometime soon to send off this book to a deserving fan who really wants to read it, because I've heard amazing reviews. So I still recommend trying out this book and not basing it upon the fact that I just didn't like it. But I did not like it. Next up, we have The Vor by B. Catlin. This was a total cover buy book. Basically, I saw the cover of this and I read the back of it, and I was so amazed by how odd this book sounded, how gorgeous it looked. And I set it back on the shelf because I wasn't trying to buy new books at the time. And my wife quietly went behind me and bought it for me and gave it to me as a gift, which I'm so thankful for. I tried this book and I have to say it is odd. And I don't recommend trying this inside a challenge where you're reading other books. This one needs to be read by itself. So I'm taking this as a meh. I'm setting it back on my shelf. And I'm going to read this when I can devote the actual time to it, because it was still very interesting. And it's got neat interior cover art, but The Vor will be read again at a future date. The Depths of Time by Roger McBride Allen was a book that I was really looking forward to reading. I've read some of his stuff years ago, back when he was writing alongside David Drake with some military sci-fi. And I thought this one might be interesting. It's got time travel, galaxy-spanning empires. It's got military aspects to it. It's got warfare. And I just did not care for it. The first 50 pages got so lost in the minutiae of detail that it was absolutely boring. And yeah, that's a nah. Not going to be picking it back up. Then the final book was The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. And this book is amazing. Like, this book is one of those, this book is so amazing you need to drop whatever you're reading and read this book if you've not yet read this book. I've already gone ahead and gone past the first 50 pages. It's about sci-fi. It's a mysterious, horrifying science fiction novel that is beautiful in its execution. It's just worth reading. So I highly recommend The Sparrow. So from all those 5 books, I found 2 that I'm going ahead and reading right now. I found one I'm putting back on my shelf to go ahead and read at a later date when I could focus on it and its oddness. And I found 2 that I'm going to be getting rid of. So that was a very successful challenge. I enjoyed it a lot, and I just discovered a new beer. So cheers to all y'all. Hope you have a great evening.